everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on House and Home. I hope you all had a good long weekend with enough rest to start your week on a good note. My name is Lydia Ali, and thank you for joining me on this week's episode of House and Home. But before we get into this week's lineup, House and Home is a family-oriented program where we feature or highlight various details of family living to improve your standards of living or your home. Now, coming up on this week's episode on House and Home, we have another Trukai segment proudly brought to you by Trukai. And later on the show, we speak to the education team here at the Moresby Nature Park. They tell us about the upcoming events that are happening later on this month and next month. First up on our show, we have a very special segment proudly sponsored by World Vision PNG to commemorate and celebrate Menstrual Hygiene Day. Menstrual Hygiene Day, May 28, is a global annual event to raise awareness of the challenges that women and girls face due to menstruation and to highlight solutions that address these challenges. Menstrual hygiene management, or MHM, refers to the specific hygiene or health requirements of girls and women during menstruation, such as the knowledge, information, materials, and facilities needed to manage menstruation effectively and privately. In this special segment, proudly sponsored by World Vision PNG, you will witness women and girls share their experience of how they used to manage their menstruation prior to project intervention and how they are currently handling their menstruation and the impacts of the menstrual hygiene management awareness on them. You will also witness men and boys share their experiences and their reaction towards menstruation before and after the menstrual hygiene management awareness was carried out by World Vision PNG WASH team in Makam District, Moresby Province.
Kano siya misem, samlata misa kalo school na mixi na mat misa poret lo staff, kano siya misa lagolo aus. Na samlata misa like lo rana well school kano siya.
Mikisi me misa excuse lo titsa na misa go laos.
Also story sa em kaya misa lo confused os la em. Mino sawe misa lo confused na misa ask mo.
Kaya no sem first time lumina mino bin luki samla all girls bin kisi mo kaya all no bin story lo mio se. Kaya something bakama. Me bin soy mami blomi bin story lo mio se. Something where you ba grow one time.
Beginning of 2022, World Vision, through its Makam Water Sanitation and Hygiene Project, funded by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade through the Water for Women Fund, intervened and started conducting regular menstrual hygiene management awareness and education in schools, communities, and health facilities in Makam District, Moresby Province.
Water for Women Makam WASH project was started in 2021. Under this project, we are covering 15 schools, 6 health facilities, and 65 communities. Now in the schools, we are running sanitation facilities for the schools, inclusive or sanitation facilities that are accessible by disability. We have menstrual hygiene management room with incinerators. And we have hand washing facilities where students can wash their hands after using the toilet. Through this project, we've also seen that not only girls have been informed well about menstruation and breaking through the taboos that we have. The boys are also involved. And the boys are better informed and they are having positive attitudes towards girls. They are no longer teasing them. And that also motivates girls learning. And they talk openly among themselves, and that is what we want to achieve.
Na time well vision nam kam gidis lol. Wana me blame mo shem. Mino pili shem mo. Kano sa me feel confident, kano sa development. Kano sa explain all to kasi kainam. Ogata girls na women all over the world mo sexy dis la kain. So mino pili shem ken. Yeah, me mas na misa college school.
Made them understand that it's part of the development.
On la good plus something when me line lem, misa faulo se au one time ba mi change time every period blomi ba time all come and all talking me one blood day kind of you must change 3 round one blood day so one blood good blood ting also na me been line him los la time.
The boys have started having some respect on the girls when that happens.
Time all well do send come now. Talk na guys all explain him now. Mr. Sawel los la time.
Usually you would see them going around each other and talking because it's sort of like a it's something to do with the customs. So the girls get ashamed and they go away. But
so all no sa talk all no sa make kind talk or anem but ad lol go talk it sa this lol sa can go talk all some like girls. So all girls are go na talk islameri yosem ni need lo go dress on kind. All no sa trauma sample all talk with trauma lo public o islameri yosem no ga.
Time well vision come make it this awareness na mi go all friends blomi all talk lem ba misa go to sem no something we boy me talk lem suppose you look in lo school or inside lo classroom lo first time you must go to get teacher no can story lem suppose you me make us sem boy me game sem lo sister blue me too.
What they learn for both male and female students, it's not only for themselves, but they also stay among their peer group, and they can also get a learning back into their homes too.
All come now line me or so name lo look out him all sister or picnic mere nama behind time nama kan bamil talk him all or line him all can loud or you see or something or well you send kind of so we lang.
All kind of all no school or this le mi go na mi talk him all same before you dress finish or you change you can wash yan you before lo kind of you go you see loo finish you change and you need lo wash yan every time you change.
We've also taken menstrual hygiene awareness into the community too, and in the communities we've asked the communities if you can put up a safe toilet. It doesn't only contain the fecal matter and prevent you from getting sick, but it also helps the women to create privacy where they can use it during menstruation. And that also helps the parents to see the needs for adolescent girls during menstruation. So the support has to come from the parents as well as the school administration, and that's how we improve the girls' attendance and their learning.
First time all tumbuna bin stop all no bin kind of say good la toilet mi plus a walk him say toilet mi plus ba make him but no ga door anything. Some plus ba make him half taso na karma pim taso lo plastic sem lo saving lo mi plus ba go toilet. Now sem you plus come inside and sem make him good palo mi plus sem toilet now mi plus make him got door block. So I'm safe lo mi pla meri lo go yusim na. Tai mi pla la kaino sem change number mi pla mas go lo toilet na. Change mi pla na putting rubbish lo mi pla good na.
And we are also encouraging hand washing out in the communities. We are knowing that they don't have access to water supply and all this stuff. We are asking them if you can have a tippy tap next to your toilet with a soap. It helps the school children and the family and the community to do hand washing, and that helps prevent infection at community level. So it's like creating healthy school and healthy community where kids are living in a healthy community and they come to healthy school and they continue to practice hand washing, and so there's fecal matter being contained both at school and at the community level. As part of the project, we also did rehabilitation to existing water supplies, but that fits up the nearby communities, health facility or schools. But sometimes because water supplies are not really reliable, We are also setting up a rain harvesting system as a backup to ensure the facility is operating for the schools.
Given us a tank too at the back, the Tafa tank at the back. That's mainly for the supply towards the toilet. Yeah.
Thank you Blumil all well vision all come because me line all good something all line au blue ASEAN.
Thank you Blumi lo well visen lo kamputi disla ol waneme mito big pla thank you lo emba ken LP mi pla ogeta Mary so bamla ken line good inside line good or something inside lo classroom emba nona lo disturb mi pla lo time kaino se mi pla embin all paid embin full instead bamla go laos lo change na bamla misi class o disla mi pla ken go was change so bamla kam siran lo classroom ken so mi talk big pla thank you lo well visen lo help mi pla wante disla all sawarum.
It is a privilege for us here in Sangan Primary School to have this set up here. We'd like to thank the World Vision for choosing us to set up these facilities. They are a great help to us now that we have them. I would say a need for us here now is because we are facing a lot of water problem because Makam is always dry, especially this month going forward. It may last for 6 months, 7 months. We have a very big need for water. We have a few wells here and would like that if we can get help or help that we can maintain those water wells to help the system for the ablution block so that we can be able to use it, continuously using it every day instead of depending on the rainwater. So we'd like to have a good proper water system to use for the ablution block.
Welcome back to the show. Up next, we have our favorite Trukai segment. So without further delay, let's head on straight and see what Trukai has for us this week.
My name is Edna Vanua. I have a degree in business management and I used to work in a corporate company some 5 years ago. I left my job to pursue my own business as an SME. I worked for 9 years. My body was in the office, but my mind was out thinking of stuff to do and sell. While I was doing my 9-to-5 job, I used to get orders to cook. That was like a side hustle for me. So I wanted to try do this as a full-time job and see if it works for me and all that. So 1 week I stayed home and then I saw how much money I could make in a week than being in an office. Every week from Mondays to Fridays, we start from 6 in the morning, prep veggies and our protein in the night, and then store them in the fridge in the morning. 6 o'clock, the first pot goes on. Ever since roots rice was introduced by Trukai, my family and I, we tried it out and then it tasted okay. So from then until now, we've been using roots rice. That's why when I started to do this business, I maintain cooking roots rice. I have 3 menus only, mainly lamb stew, beef stew, and chicken stew. I go through 110 kg bag and 3 packets of 1 kg roots rice. We make about 130 to 140 takeaway packs. By 10:30, my husband loads the vehicle, all the rice, stew, everything. He pours the stew into the small eskis or the coolers we have. So we go and we serve them hot when we get to the market. He's the muscles in our in our business. Yeah, I come up with the ideas and he's the only manpower I have right now. He does all the carrying, I should say. Yeah. He gets orders and all that while I stand behind the table and then serve. We don't even sit down to tell stories. We're just standing from the time we arrive till the time we finish. Fastest we've served, we arrived at 12 o'clock. By 1:30 we were done, sold over 100 packs. The reason why we sell out every day is because the quality of the rice goes well with the stews I make. Many of my customers even comment on the texture and the taste of the rice too. So sometimes they ask me, what rice do you cook? And then I tell them, oh, I cook roots rice. And then they'll be like, oh, you cook it so nice. It's nice and soft and it just blends in well with the stew. Okay, our catering name is Femi Catering. When we had just two girls then, one is Faith and one is Amy, so we put the both names together and then we came up with our business name, Femi. Now we have an additional boy, his name is Vagi, so we're still thinking about changing the name to Fev. In 5 to 10 years' time, we would like our small business to be a well-recognized catering business, but we don't have a page up yet on FB. We just pass the word around and all that. We would like to see our business expand, basically to cater for corporate catering needs or any function catering. We would like to provide employment opportunities for a few people. Like we've seen other catering companies that have grown over the years. We would like our business name, Femi Catering, to be a well-recognized caterer. To encourage fellow countrywomen, you need to be committed, consistent, and have the passion to get up every morning and to just go out and do what you love doing.
Welcome back to the show and thank you for sticking around. If you've just joined us, you're watching Haus Home and I'm Lydia Ali. Now we're here at the beautiful Port Moresby Nature Park and we're going to head on over and talk to one of the officers from the education team here at the Port Moresby Nature Park, and they're going to be telling us about the upcoming events that are happening here at the park later on this month and next month.
Right, on the month of June we also have a very important day, and it is on the 3rd of June that we'll be celebrating World Environment Day on the 3rd of June. We all know that the World Environment Day falls on the June 5th. However, it is convenient that we celebrate on the weekend. So, the working people, you have time with your kids and family to come by and celebrate with us. The highlight of that day would be World Environment Day Expo. We'll be having 9 organizations, both government and non-government organizations, during the day to come and set up their booths. You will come and ask them questions on, find out more information on what they do, what role they play to help save our environment. Interesting thing about the Port Moresby Nature Park on that day, we'll be launching our eco-friendly products. And if you want to come by and find out what they are, okay, this is a small way we are playing to help save our environment. And one of the eco-friendly products is the toothbrush made from bamboos. So we go into, again, leading back to our mission, we try to connect people and nature through education, recreation, and conservation. So on that day, we'll be having an expo, and it will be very informative for the public to come by and find out more on the works that the different organizations they do. And one of the organizations would be the University of Papua New Guinea. We will be setting up its stall. And also the RSPCA, along with the team from the Moresby Nature Park education team, will be setting up activities for the children to come by and enjoy on the day as well. So the leading up of the World Environment Day, which is on the 3rd of June, we started off on the 18th of this month by launching the media junket. And it is what a coincidence that we have this celebration we'll be having in the park on the June 3rd, and it will continue on to the day after that, which is on a Sunday, June 4th, at the APEC House.
Well, there you have it, viewers. If you're free or if you're not doing anything during the dates mentioned, you can come on down to the Moresby Nature Park and join the family and the team here and celebrate the events with them. You're watching House and Home. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Now, before we wrap things up, last week Sunday, the 21st of May, we celebrated World Tree Kangaroo Day. Now, it is celebrated in other parts of the world, but in Papua New Guinea, it is a historical moment as it is the first to be celebrated here in the country.
Officially declared by the government of Papua New Guinea, World Tree Kangaroo Day recognizes the importance of tree kangaroos as a keystone species, further drawing attention to the world's unique biodiversity, which the United Nations estimates represents approximately 7% of the world's total biodiversity on less than 1% of the planet's landmass. Globally, the rate of the species loss is hundreds of times higher than the average taken of the past 10 million years and unfortunately accelerating. Papua New Guinea remains one of the few megadiverse countries where its natural environment supports the livelihoods of approximately 85% of its population. There are 14 species of tree kangaroos found in only 3 countries: Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, and Australia. Papua New Guinea is home to the majority of species, 6 of which are found exclusively in Papua New Guinea. 50% of tree kangaroo species are classified as either endangered or critically endangered. Papua New Guinea is home to 3 endangered species and 2 critically endangered species. As a result, there is an urgent call for the global community to strengthen conservation efforts, particularly within Papua New Guinea, to support local communities establish larger protected areas, along with the livelihood opportunities for communities who are protecting these tree kangaroos. World Tree Kangaroo Day helps draw attention to the country's conservation efforts, but also highlights the needs for greater financial resources to support one of the last pockets of hope for the preservation of critically important species. The recent establishment of Papua New Guinea's Biodiversity and Climate Change Fund, closely supported by the UNPD, aims to crowd in financial and technical resources to enable present and future generations of Papua New Guineans to restore, protect, and enhance the country's biodiversity and build resilience in the face of climate change. The fund is currently supporting local communities who set aside protected areas, not just for tree kangaroos, but also for all biodiversity within protected areas in Papua New Guinea.
And that is pretty much all we have for you for this week's episode on House and Home. We hope you truly enjoyed the lineup. Make sure you come on down to the Moresby Nature Park and enjoy the scenario here. Get to learn some fantastic facts about some of our national plants and animals here at the park. On behalf of the House and Home team and I, enjoy the rest of the week, keep smiling, be kind to one another, and we'll see you all same time next week right here on House and Home.